Are you seeking peace, wisdom, and purpose in life? Like and subscribe to the channel Jesus, Scripture, and Miracles to listen to powerful teachings from the Bible. The videos here inspire faith and love. The Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 7. Do not judge, and you will not be judged, because the judgments you give are the judgments you will get, and the standard you use will be the standard used for you. This is a prominent teaching about being cautious in judging others. Jesus emphasizes that we will be judged by the same standard with which we judge others. It reminds us of humility and compassion when dealing with others. Why do you observe the splinter in your brother's eye and never notice the great log in your own? And how dare you say to your brother, "Let me take that splinter out of your eye," when, look, there is a great log in your own, hypocrite. Take the log out of your own eye first, and then you will see clearly enough to take the splinter out of your brother's eye. Jesus criticizes those who consider themselves righteous, but do not address their own faults. The imagery of the speck in someone else's eye is a strong metaphor, highlighting that we cannot help others remove their faults if we have not corrected our own. Do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls in front of pigs, or they may trample them and then turn on you and tear you to pieces. This is advice about the wisdom of sharing the truth or grace with those who are not willing to receive it. We must be careful when sharing teachings, especially with those who are not open to listening. Ask, and it will be given to you. Search, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be
拉比
opened
引
to
领众
you.
门徒到伯大尼对面的橄榄山上，临别前嘱托他们要做的事，并祝福了他们。说完后，拉比就在他们的注视下离去。最终，他们的视线被云彩挡住，再也看不见他。
Is there anyone among you who would hand his son a star when he
弟
asks
兄
for
们，
bread?
我们可以
Jesus
利用这
encourages
点。
us to pray persistently
他对
and
希律
trust
的
in
谴
God's
责能激动
response.
人心，让
This
人们更
teaching
加关
is
心以
not
色
just
列。
about
不
asking,
一定是这么回
but
事。
about having faith
先
in
知总
God's
是叫
love
人
and
一心
care.
仰望上帝。
都一样，要想控制民众的情绪，
Or
能
would
利用
hand
什
a
么我
snake
们就
when
利
he
用什
asks
么。
for a fish.
不错，可我们奋锐党人希望的是上帝用大能惩罚罗马人。
Know how to give your
约翰也这么
children
想
what
吗
is good. How much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? He uses the image of good parents who would not deny their children what is good for them, to illustrate God's generosity and unconditional love for those who ask him.
威严的日子来到了，悔改
So
吧！
always treat others
改变
as you
你
would
的
like
生
them to
命。
treat you. That is the law and the prophets. This is the
每
golden
一
rule
处
of
山谷
Christian ethics
都要填
that
满，
emphasizes
大
love
小
and
山岗
compassion
都要
toward
削
others.
平，
Jesus
弯
encourages
曲的
us to
路
think
径要
not
修
only
直，
about what is good for
崎岖的
ourselves,
道路要铲
but also
平。
to do for others
上帝
what
把
they
你们
would
从
desire.
巴比伦领出来，可你们却背逆他，你们有祸
Enter by
了
the narrow！
逃
gate,
吧！
since the road that leads to destruction is wide and spacious, and many
自
take.
由拥有者说
But it is a narrow
我
gate
是
and
永
a
不改变
hard
的主
road，that leads
你
to
也是，
life,
你
and
永
only
远
a
是
few
雅
find
各
it.
的子孙。
Jesus advises us to choose the narrow path of righteousness and sacrifice, even though it may be difficult and fewer people choose it. This contrasts with the wide, easy road that leads to destruction. Beware of false prophets who come to you disguised as sheep, but underneath are ravenous wolves. You will be able to tell them by their fruits. Can people pick grapes from thorns, or figs from thistles? In the same way, a sound tree produces good fruit, but a rotten tree bad fruit. A sound tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor a rotten tree bear good fruit. Any tree that does not produce good fruit is cut down and thrown on the fire. I repeat, you will be able to tell them by their fruits. Jesus warns us about those who falsely claim to be prophets or messengers of God, but lead others astray. He teaches that we can recognize them by their fruits, meaning their actions and way of life. It is not anyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, who will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the person who does the will of my Father in heaven. When the day comes, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, drive out demons in your name, work many miracles in your name? Then I shall tell them to their faces, I have never known you. Away from me, all evildoers. This is a stern warning. Only those who do the will of God will have a place in the kingdom of heaven, not just those who speak piously or perform outward religious acts. Jesus emphasizes the difference between words and deeds. Therefore, everyone who listens to these words of mine and acts on them will be like a sensible man who built his house on rock. Rain came down, floods rose, gales blew and hurled themselves against that house, and it did not fall. It was founded on rock. But everyone who listens to these words of mine and does not act on them will be like a stupid man who built his house on sand. Rain came down, floods rose, gales blew and struck that house, and it fell. And what a fall it had. Jesus concludes the Sermon on the Mount with the image of a person who builds their house on solid rock versus one who builds on sand. He teaches that those who put his words into practice have a firm foundation in life, whereas those who only hear without doing will face ruin when trials come. Jesus had now finished what he wanted to say, and his teaching made a deep impression on the people, because he taught them with authority, unlike their own scribes. End of chapter 7. We will meet again in chapter 8. Matthew